Yo guys, how you doing? We're back with Lenny and Carl tonight. And today, we're going to light this guy up. We've done loads of the airbrush work. We've done loads of highlighting and had plenty of fun so far doing this guy. But now we need to start working in those details. We've got a lot of airbrush work. We've done a lot of brush work. I'm going to get some recesses done. And on the last stream we did on Lenny, which was Thursday night, and he said Saturday, we started working on all of the shadows. Now, on camera, it doesn't show up particularly well, but in real life, there's a lot more definition going on how you can really see something. Now, at the moment, we've got a lot of glossy, like wash in the recesses. Once we map this down, that gloss will disappear, stop being quite so in your face, and as a result, we'll have something that generally looks a lot more like it's been highlighted and less like we just put some blue and some purple bits on. So that's what we're going to be working on tonight, is getting a fuck ton of highlights. It's awesome. In the chat so far this evening, we've got Scrublord, Toonie Spruce, The Crooked Grin, Crownblade. Crooked Grin says he's going to be quiet, being Valentine's and all. Didn't affect Jay's viewing numbers though. Legend, mate. AJ, how you doing, bro? Abaddon's Lost Arms, Muad'Dib, Sky Legend, who says Notification Squad hype. Twitch's notifications have been on point. They're now sending emails to everyone. Now, if you guys want to turn that off, that's fine. I don't mind. If you want to send that automatically to junk, I don't mind. I hate spam. That's why we don't have the bot in Discord. So, you know, it's okay. It's totally fine. Speaking of Discord, I'm going to have a quick go over and I'm going to double check the results for the Patreon voting. If you haven't voted and you are a video viewer or higher on Patreon, don't forget to get your vote in. Tonight is the last night you can put that vote in. There is a difference between the two choices at the top of one. So, super close. It's all good, brother. It's all good. Right, so, first things first, we're going to start with the green, I think, because that's a quick job, and that should be relatively straightforward and easy enough to do. Most of the stuff we've got on the green is very much a case of, this is a really vibrant light. All this is really, really dark because there's no competing light source for it. And so we can just highlight this as we would do normally. So I'm going to grab some Necrotite Green. We're going to grab some Warpstone Glow, which I know I need to buy some more very soon. We are nearly out of this. If I do run out, it's okay, because I can just use some Caliban Green and mix in some yellow. We've got some yellow on deck. I'm going to use this to start getting our brushed highlights on all of these green areas. So we've got his hammer, we've got these green areas to do over here, these two little LED style lights. Got to get some work done on those. We want those to look like those big fat buttons you used to get on arcade machines, the ones you could slap the fuck out of and have no issues, no breakage. That's what we want these to look like. Jaeger, you're doing a bit of a lurk. That's cool, man. That's cool. I expected a kind of more sedate stream this evening. And so to reward you guys that are here, that have shown up, the reason we were ever so slightly late, like seconds late, starting off the intro, it wasn't like the stroke of 9 tonight, was because I was setting up the rewards for channel points for the Tell a Story. So that's in there. So we can have story time with Jay tonight. There you go. Sinister Monkey, how you doing? And Cake Fisk, what up, dude? Polly's redeemed it. Polly, I need to know what you want a story about. What do you want a story about? Let's get some water on the palette. Main unit! How you doing, bro? Pick a topic, bro. Tilts, how's it going, man? Good to see you as always. Right, first thing I'll do actually is get some green shadows in there. So we're going to use a little bit of Caliban to do that. It's Valentine's Day, make it lovely. A lovely story. Fucking hell. So a story that's all very wholesome and full of love and everything else. God, do I even have a story like that? Yeah, how bleak is that? Do we have many stories from Valentine's Day? Most of my stories from Valentine's Day just involve me going out with some buddies as like wingmen and playing the unattached Lonely Lady Lottery. So you'll take a few days off painting to the Cake Fist. That's cool, man. It's cool. Don't burn yourself out. Let's see. What Valentine's restaurant stories on Valentine's? So it was when I was running. What was it? Was it the Conservatory or was it the Mexican? I think it was the Mexican. Yeah, I think it was the Mexican. So, you know how people will propose on days like Valentine's Day because they're like, you know what? Mate, 2 pigs is great for that. You know. People are like, you know what, it's Valentine's, and so today is the day I should say some words that maybe I don't say very often. Maybe I should tell somebody I love them. And I've always thought it's a fucking stupid idea doing it because it's a day. Like, some arbitrary calendar thing says, tell someone you love them today. Alternatively, just, if you love someone, tell them you love them. Don't do it today for the first time either. Because I think, oh, you're already saying it because it's Valentine's Day. I see right through you, pal. So don't do that. And certainly, I think it's a fucking dumb idea to propose to somebody on Valentine's Day. It was proposed to me on a leap year for a tradition. There you go. That's just for tradition. How do you know she really meant it? You know? It took 8 years to get hitched. There you go. That's how you know she meant it. Right there. That's how you know. So, when I was working at the Mexican, this guy came into the restaurant and he and his other half were big fans of tequila. That was their drink. They used to come in regularly, you know, so it wasn't like this was an unknown person. Used to get quite a few people come in, and sometimes even bring like Tupperware containers to take home some of the coleslaw, because our coleslaw was the shit. Absolutely the shit. Anyway, this guy came in earlier in the day and he says, look, me and, I think her name was Denise, are coming in later on. I can't remember his name. It was something boring like Martin or Stuart, like a normal name. Anyway, he said, we're coming in later on and I'd like to propose to her. So I was hoping you could sit us at like a certain table in the window, because I've got some friends that they come and stand outside and hold up signs that say, will you marry me, on it. Like, cool, that's cute. It's good. I said, yeah, it's great. But we always order this tequila after our meal. And I was wondering if you could put the engagement ring I want to give her in the glass. And in my head, I'm like, dude, you're going to have to sort of fish it out and then dry it off and then put it on. And like, why do people fucking do this, right? Like, champagne, strawberries, $3,000 worth of diamond ring in the bottom. Like, why would you do that? Like, yeah, sure, if you want, we can keep it in the safe all day. And then, yeah, we can put it in tequila later on. That's fine. some of you may have understood where the story is heading. So they have their meal, and they finish their meal, and he says, "Oh, we'll get the check in a bit, but so I'm just going to nip to the loo," and off he goes. And as he sort of walks past the bar, he's like this to me. Toonie's Brews, thank you for that, host, and also Anzig, thank you for the host as well. So he goes past the bar, and he's like this. I'm like, all right, cool, we're getting ready. So I get in the safe, I get this fucking ring out. Get some tequila ready, get this plate with like the lime and the salt and everything else ready for him. Put it in these shot glasses. He obviously goes away to the loo to phone his mates and say, right, be on the lookout, ready. And the restaurant was on a crossroads, and the restaurant's here, and the front window kind of goes along a little bit of the road, and it's sort of, instead of it being like a square like this, it's sort of canted in. So it's like a little bit of window, and then a long window, and then just a wall. And from where he sat, which is like here, you could see out from there to like the Odeon Cinema. There was what used to be a Bookies across the street, which is now Papa John's, and then there's an insurance company on the side. And his mates were sort of around the corner of the insurance company, sort of looking over at their table, waiting for these shots to come out. And they would just sort of walk over and be ready, so when she saw it, they could like hold up the sign. She's looking at it, he does this, and then it's like, very, very romantic moment, right? That was the whole point of the story, the whole point of his plan. Except, as some of you might have guessed, the the shots go out to the table, and this thing goes, "Oh, cheers! I needed a loo." Grabs hold of it and necks it. She doesn't swallow the ring, but she is rather surprised to find the diamond ring in her mouth. And not knowing what it is, she sort of spits everything back out, gets half of it into the shot glass. The ring hits the ring of the shot glass, banks off that, and is on the table. There's tequila everywhere. He stood there going, had this planned, and oh no, this hasn't worked. His mates have all turned around with their signs like that, and she's just like spluttering. And you're like, grabs the ring, and to be fair to him, he thought on his feet, grabs the ring, quickly wipes it on his shirt, drops to one knee, and points out the window. So there you go. That's my lovely story for Valentine's Day. Hello to Monument Snow Fuse. How are you doing, bro? I have a question for you. A, how are you? Are you having a good day? And then B, because I keep meaning to drop into your Discord and have a chat with you about this. How are your transparent paints meant to work? What do you do with the Pro Acrylic transparent paints? Because I've used them to an airbrush, and I wouldn't use the word transparent to describe the effect that I had. It just made everything black, and it was going over a fairly light grey, and it was thinned a lot. I was hoping for more like a tint, and I tried brushing it on, and it was so thick. This was the black one both times. I don't know how you're meant to use them. Tilts, yes, she did say yes. I left that part out. That wasn't the funny part. She said yes. It was great. Happy days. But yeah, I'm confused about your transparent paints. Right, we just put in a few shadows. Now we're going to start working up some of our object source lighting. So I'm going to take a little bit of the Warpstone Glow. Thin that right down. If you're looking for filters, go way thin, like 10 to 1 thin to paint. Okay, I think I was about 3 to 1 with Flow Improver, and then for an extra part water, so not even close to that. Okay, cool. So can you give me like a use case scenario for it? So like, where's the sort of thing that I'd use it on? Well, what do you use them on? Right, I need to put a shadow on this. Ring shopping for another. Oh dear. Comrade Son, how you doing, bro? Oh, I haven't tried the primer yet. I haven't had a chance on that one just yet. So just dropping in a little ring in that Caliban green around this. That's going to help give us some separation between our sort of palm scanner that we're putting on here and the housing for it. You want to be right in the recess there. It's helping out a bit. These were filters for adding colour to the base build. Do sketching your values with a light colour, then use transparent to get the final colour dialed in. Smooth the blends and let your values. Right, okay, I've got you. So whatever you put, when you put that over something, then it's designed to essentially be the topmost colour, with just whatever is behind it, just helping to get it. I'm with you. All right, that makes sense. So I did much as I thought, and as we said on the stream, I wasn't using them correctly when I tried them as part of the Pro Acryl road test. Can you throw some of your flip top lids on that, by the way? We need them. Get them to Element ASAP. ASAP, dude. ASAP. I need that. That's my one and only gripe with your paint. The paint itself is great. Absolutely great. But even with, like we cracked the top to let the air sort of equalize and so on, even then we got the occasional, like, ejaculation. Okay, dude. Discord the best place, I guess? Or email? We can do that. Banging job on the paint though, bro. Honestly. Some really, really good stuff. They had a lot of fun using those. So you guys probably can't see this because we got this fence in the way. Now we're starting to apply some of those green highlights to things like the folds in this cloth. Working that glow in. Just building the intensity up a little bit. Email, Discord, carrier pigeon, whatever. That carrier pigeon is going to need some gains to get from here to you, but we will find it. The warm grey, yeah, the greys are really good. The neutral ones I really like as well. The jade was really good. Big fan of that. Your skin tone, very good. Yeah, big fan. Super matte as well. Alright, just going to pop a little highlight on some of these like metatarsals. This is just the warpstone for now. So this is our darker green highlight colour that we're using. And we're only using this to just sort of add the odd edge to something. Like these manacles, for instance. These should be reflective because they're metal. And so we'd get a few extra highlights on these that we wouldn't get elsewhere because of the properties that they have. So that's why we're highlighting these further along this chain here, for instance, than we have much of the glow on anything else. Oh, but how's things for you anyway, right? You up to much today? You got anything special planned for you and the lady? One of my friends in the States sent me a message earlier on saying happy VD day to you and your other half, and my instant reply back was, mate, I hope to God neither one of us has got VD. He found the funny side of that. Alright, let's get a little highlight just to help show this off up here a touch. Okey-doke. Anything else down here? So we need to get some highlights on the handle, the haft of his hammer. At the office, working on the new web store. Jen is home making brush soap by the truckload. Awesome, man. You say great sexy holiday. You know, that brush soap, you know, she's going to be lubing everything up right now. It's good stuff, that, as well. Very, very, very good brush conditioner. Big fan of that. Oh, I finally got to try. It's here somewhere. Here we go. One of your super sexy synthetic Kolinsky brushes. Haven't given that a shot yet. Looking forward to giving that a go. I really like the... Is it the artillery? The blue one? The synthetic one? Really like that for washes. That's really good for washes because it just can't hold as much paint. You get a little bit more control out of it. Great for recess shading. I must admit the red handled one I didn't get on so well with. It doesn't mean that somebody else wouldn't. But the blue one, that's, pardon the pun, but that's da bomb. That's really good for putting any washes in. Like that a lot. Again, we've got some metallic elements to this, so we'll get a little bit more of a highlight than anywhere else. Come on, camera, focus up. There we go. Anywhere else that needs a screen? Yeah, a little bit on his tail, but not too much. It's just starting to go out of the glow. So we just get these last little areas that are prominent. I've been doing the model we're working on stream with artilleries lately. Nice. Nice. No, really, really impressed with it. Actually, I've used quite a few synthetic brushes in my time. I think anyone that got into the hobby and used, say, GW brushes has probably used way more synthetic brushes from there than they had any right to ever have to purchase. But I've also got some of the Army Painter ones. I use those predominantly for oils. So obviously the last thing you want to do is ruin a beautiful sable brush with some janky ass oil paint. But yeah, really, really liked it. Holds up well. Right, a little bit on his elbow there. We've got a little belt. We just get a little bit of a highlight on just down here. Just to help aid the separation of detail, so we can start seeing a few more things going on from this side. And the same will go for just this corner here as well. So this is all about finding areas that we can help enhance the detail, so we've got more things to show to the judges when this guy gets judged, possibly harshly. As I've said, based on the competition that we're going up against, we're aiming for the number 2 slot, and so let's do whatever we can to cement that. Anything else that that green would get? I think this anklet is probably too far away, but just to get a little bit more detail pulled out of this, we want a very thin highlight of this as well. So using very thin paint. It's not quite a glaze. We want a little bit more control over it because we're looking for edges rather than for volumetrics or ambient occlusion or anything like that. But it is very thin, so it goes on without being opaque. Tactile for the baptism of fire today. I used it to fire a new barrel. Put a new barrel to the study door. Damn! Fair dues. Who else is entering? Quite a few people. Like Lenny Crafted, he's in again. He's a really good painter. Rumpelmaster is in. He's a really, really, really good painter, and he is who I imagine will win it. He's painting Gaz, and frankly, I don't think I've got any chance of beating that whatsoever. it's my fault he's bloody entered as well, because he saw it on my Instagram and was like, oh, I didn't know it was a painting contest. Yeah, sure, I'll enter that. Like, fucking great. What have I done? So, yeah, but Stu's one of my favourite people. I love him bits. Known him for years. Met at a couple of tournaments. And got to play at No Retreat. That was a lot of fun. I mean, I say it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun because it was he and I playing. But he deployed really, really, really aggressively, thinking, oh, if I get first turn, I'm on for the win. And like, you didn't get first turn, Stu. And that's dead, that's dead, that's dead. He's just looking at his army like, you've taken out all the things that can kill your knights. Yeah. Alright. He said, do you want me to get the beers in, Stu? He went, yes. I'll have a cider. Right, we need to do some of this on the hammer. These bits wouldn't really have much of a highlight because it's around the corner, but I'm just going to pick it out with some thinned cock. Not some thin cock, we're not doing that. Because someone recommend metallic paint, something like lead belcher with flakes smaller than my fist. Yes, absolutely. Gunmetal from Vallejo, Model Air Metallic. Love it. Absolutely love it. Des knows the product code. James, how you doing, bro? No good game plan ever started with, if I get first turn. Mate, when you play Pure Knight, sometimes that's all you've got. Like when you're looking down the barrel of a Blood Angels army and there's a Smash Captain ready to roll Forlorn Fury into your knights, you're like, well, I'll be fine if I get first. That's you done. But how you doing, bro? We decided it's Lenny and Carl. It has to be Carl. Alright, I mean, Simpsons reference for days on that. What I have forgotten to do, which we'll do now, I'm going to grab some more Caliban green, thin that down a little, and then we're going to be dropping this into these recesses on the hammer. Same motto when you place Lanesh Demons. You can hide those behind terrain. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Very few plans to start with I play Pure Knights either. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Demon Benji! How you doing, bud? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow. Not Lenny. Not Lenny. We need some more Lenny and Carl sayings. Let's get in here, darken this down as well. Okay. Alright, that's better. Looking to break out my Slash Demons again. Lots of plans. I'll start with 90 Demonettes and Triple Keeper. See, Tilts, it's both. It's both. It's Larry. It's not Larry, it's Lenny. Definitely Lenny. I keep thinking of Lenny from Mice and Men. I don't think... I've never read it. I don't think I've ever seen... There has been a movie adaptation of that, I'm sure, but... Just going to do a little dark green in here. There's a little bit of copper just showing through, and I think it looks a little out of place. We're just going to take the majority of that out with this green. The copper on the inset there, totally fine with. Totally fine with. Because that will highlight up with some of this green and just sort of push that over the edge a bit. Right. Now let's start amping this up a bit. So we're going to take some of that Warpstone Glow. I'm going to mix that in with some Necrotite Green from P3. There we are. Give us a nice middle ground between the two. And we can start mixing this down in some glazes to pick up some more highlights. Now, if I was going to run demons, I'd still do the 6 exalted demon spam, 3 lords of change, 3 keeper of secrets, and so on. It is Lenny from Iceman. That's what you put in. Oh, okay. Well, because we got Lenny, we had his little mate. It had to be Carl, so now it's become Lenny and Carl from The Simpsons. So. Right. So, obvious places is some of these metallics. So let's come in here and boost the highlight on some of these areas for a start. Again, we're using paint that's been thinned. It's not down to a glaze because we want the control. But it is thin enough that we won't get full opacity with one pass. So let's just grab some of these. We won't go too far though. Be just to there. And just to help differentiate it a little more, we're going to add a smaller highlight here. So. Big deal of loom defense. Okay. Looking at 4 exalted demons, no nice demonettes along with fruitic trophies, there's lots of play. Still think it's a bit brute force for my taste. Yeah, but I've always said, mate, if brute force isn't working, you're not using enough. And I'm very used to playing that. Do well with it. So for me, I think it would be a good fit. It's probably more of a 4-1 list than a 5-0 list, if I'm honest, but I know I'd win something with it. The only issue is I am about 3 months in a global pandemic too late. If I was running that 3 months ago, then I definitely could have won something with it, I think. I think Celeste is really strong anyway. Just generally strong. In fact, I think all of the Celeste stuff is currently quite strong, which is why I suspect come Codex Demons, we're probably looking at Khorne being like really good, Nurgle being okay, and the others being like still decent. It definitely isn't now. Yeah, exactly. That's right. 3 months ago, I think it had chops. Because you've still got plenty of spam from Mortal Wounds, so you can get through quite a lot of some of the stuff. And it's all about timing, right? Any list like that is about making your move at the right time for you and your army. And it's about getting that set of charges off that just take out your opponent's like backbone. And against a lot of players, it wins just on psychological effect, I think. There are very few players that aren't all already top table players that can lose a massive chunk of what they consider to be the important part of their army, and then play on without it phasing them. You've got to have the mindset of, all right, cool, that's happened, moving on, how do we deal with this now? And not dwell on it. And most people can't do that, which is bizarre to me, as someone that frequently loses a quarter of my army in one shooting phase. But yeah, a lot of people just can't manage it. Triple Keeper, Lord of Change, and Magnus feels pretty ridiculous still. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that one. That's yeah, I'd play that. Rocky, I want Magnus back. Alright, this is still that mix of Necrotite and Warpstones. We're just starting to extend some of these highlights up to the edges on things like our hammerhead and so on, the brighter, shinier things. Let's get underneath some of this battle damage and pick that out. So, thin paint, very light brush strokes. I'm going to be sure you're in exactly the right spot before you make the stroke, otherwise you've got a lot of correcting to do. And we're doing the undersides to help show off that 3D effect of this, yeah? A friend of mine ran Morty, Magnus, 2 Keepers, Shellaxi, 310 DMX, 2 times Series. It was rough. That does sound pretty gross. But I love how the Smash Brothers are making a comeback. That was one of my favourite lists in 8th edition. When someone would just get to the table and go, right, there's Magnus, there's Morty, there's a Brass Scorpion, for instance, you know. James, I think that sounds ideal, to be fair, you know. I'd have a psychic face. I'm not used to that. If James, exclamation point list. Okay, I need you to do it. Exclamation point list. Let's see what filth you can come up with. Given, of course, the parameters for this. Tim. As many Terminators as you can fit in the list with a couple of Raven Wing units. Done. Bollocks. There's almost like 2 parts of this edge. We just want to get the inside part of it. It's slightly tricky to hit that. That's better. That's better. Alright, need to do a small highlight up here. Where do you store all your works? Most of what I do is commission based, to be honest, dude. Or it's like this, where it's a giveaway. The stuff that's my own either lives in army cases pretty permanently, or sits in here. My knights are actually still in the army case that they came back from Gibraltar back in September. Feels bad, but you know, no games. I'm ready to go and play a game. I've got some Nurgle Demons here. Got some Custodies, which are a client's army from last year, but we haven't been sent out. These are my Necrons, for which I'm so looking forward to this. Very soon. It is the Necronathon 2. Oh, there's no command yet. Mods don't bitch at me. That's Monday's job. You know it. So we painted all of those Necrons in long streams. There is a Void Dragon there. We did a Void Dragon and my Nightbringer stand-in, which is a 3D printed model that is like an Egyptian death god. He looks sick. Looks really, really sick. That was from Chris Frosin, exclamation point Frosin, for a link for his stuff. But he's sat in there. The majority of those Necrons, though, are upstairs on the game table at the moment because I've played a game with my housemate. It's the first game of 40k that he's played against me here since the start of lockdown. Just play more 40k, Ben. He hates knights. He actually hates knights with a passion. His genuine thought is that knights are the most broken OP army in the game. Now, I can understand his feelings because last year I was the #1 Imperial Knight player in the world. No, sorry, not last year, year before. And then last year I was #1 up till about 4 days from the end of the season, when somebody else got in there just by like 5 and a bit points. So you're playing at someone that really, really, really knows how to play knights. They're like, why am I losing with Death Guard? To be fair to him, he's not really a competitive player, whereas I am someone that loves tournaments. That's my favourite thing. I've told my missus that, you know, when a tournament season begins, I've already got tickets to a load of events and I'm really looking forward to going to them at weekends. And she's digested that, I'm sure. I'm not sure she's realised that means that there might be, like, several weekends in a row where I'm like, yeah, hun, yeah, I know, but I'm, yeah, I'm not coming home. You know, it's going to be that going on, I'm sure, but we'll see how it goes. She's super cool. She'll be completely fine with it. She misses going to things like Comic-Con and all that sort of thing. Right, we've got a few highlights going on Carl's little robes, there we go, robes. Toga! Carl with his toga. Let's get a toga chant going. I haven't even got to complicated highlights yet, which is all this mess at the front, so... Oh, and Ben got through the mince pies. He got through the mince pies by the end of December. I think during the course of December, Ben ate something like 240-ish mince pies. Sink in for a sec. It's only 30 days in a month. That's 8 mince pies a day. I know, Des, I know. It's not even 2 boxes when you think about it. I mean, come on. Those are rookie numbers. I mean, look, James, if you want to add the BTs to the list of things that you say, here's the stuff that's gone wrong, I think that's a good start. You know. So we just do some of the highlights leading away from the brightest areas there, just to help cement that glow a bit more. We're certainly getting a lot more detail coming out of this area now. We're going to now amp it up a little bit more and go into just some pure necrotide green. So very bright. Again, thin that down just a touch. You know what? That's a lot of brandy butter. I don't think he bought any. There might have been, but I don't remember seeing it, which means either he just sort of took it upstairs and was like digging into it. Oh, mate, my other half had hers, and it kind of fucked with her for a week. She's got microfibromyalgia and hemiplegic migraines and other things. And she's a fucking boss. Like, she just gets on with shit. But that was not helping her out at all. Yes, everyone, let's get to tournaments. If you're an anti-vaxxer, that's fine. You're welcome to your opinion, but why does your opinion sound like you live on the dark side of the fucking moon? Tilts, that sucks. That really sucks. I hope she was alright. It's typing is brought to you from inside 2 blankets. All I fit is ice pack stuffed under my skin. Nice. If it was Wednesday, your car got stuck in the snow. Not sure the two are related. Des, are you one of the people that are considered like old enough then? Old man Datsun. There you go. Anti-vaxxers most probably don't believe in the moon landing either. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they're entitled to their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. That's just one of the nice things about being human and living in society where we allow people to have free will. Unfortunately, you can't stop fuckwits from having their own opinion. Alright, a couple of highlights on some of the metallic areas. I'm going to keep these real small. Man was fine. Mrs. was rough for about 4 days. Damn. Just special enough. Brilliant. All gone for only 7 rounds of the stuff. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. Yes. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Cool. Hope she pulls through, man. My old man is a special guy. He's a real special guy. And he had prostate cancer about 8 years or so ago. And 3 years after he found out he had it, this is what my dad's like. 3 years after he found out he had it, he went through radiography in France. That's where they live. And he then is given the all clear. He's got to eat this like gravel stuff before he has any food, because it helps to avoid any like potential issues on the inside, and a couple of other things like that, but nothing major. But he kept this a secret, and so he sent me an email saying, "Hi James, by the way, just to let you know, for the last 3 years I've had prostate cancer, but don't worry, it's fine now." Like, you fucking what? That's my dad. My missus had Hodgkin's lymphoma at 22. Tomorrow's 5th anniversary, been told, and Thursday she got COVID vaccine. Sorry, man, I don't want to appear ignorant, but I have no idea what Hodgkin's lymphoma is. That sounds like lymphoma sounds really serious, but I don't know what the first part is. That's kind of what I guessed, but sorry to hear that, bro. Is she, doing okay? Well, let's say she. I mean, are both of you doing okay? That's the real question, isn't it? That's a partnership thing. That's a rough ride for you both at times, I imagine. Bad trip. How you doing, bro? So what you had, James? Yeah. Thought so. Hey, if it's any consolation, mate, she might turn out as good a 40k player as James here. So, Oh god, I was about to say there's a bright side to everything. I realised that's really not something good to say. Jaeger, redeemed. Tell us a story. I need to know what you want the story about. I just a lengthy discussion with a guy from working between free speech and consequence. Oh God, consequence-free speech. Yeah. Ugh. Yes, you have the right to free speech. Yes, I also have the right to tell you're a fucking idiot for what you just said. You can't do that. I've got free speech. So have I. People don't get that one. I don't understand why they don't get it either. Come on, Jaeger. What do you want the story about? We've had a lovely... Tell us a story of the best experience ever of where having a mohawk was the sole cause. Okay. Okay. This is a Valentine's story. This is another Valentine's story. This is great. Okay. So, at Ecotricity, many years ago, when I was working in the contact center, they had this thing where on Valentine's, they'd give out little slips to people, and you could write a message on this slip, which would then go on somebody's desk, and that was like a weird little Valentine's-y message. Now, I was going through a rough time in my other half at that point, and so I wasn't interested in fucking any of this shit at all, inside of work or outside of work, not in the slightest bit. But I got a message put on my desk, and it just said, "I'll bet your mohawk tickles." And I'm like, I've got a reasonably good idea as to who this was. And like, goddamn, I really, 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 really want to do something about this right now. But, you know, it feels weird. Me and the other half were just sort of on the way out. She'd left, but nothing like official had happened. And I thought it was a girl called Grace. Grace is actually famous, believe it or not, now. Tilts, take care, bro. Take care. Have fun. So your mohawk has feelings now. What do you mean now? It's always had feelings. Has anyone heard of this new Wallace and Gromit thing? It's called a big cleanup or a big clear up. The big cleanup, something like that. It's like a names the story of. They've actually not been changed for legal reasons. I probably should have done that. Yeah, names of the story have definitely been changed for legal reasons. But big fix up, that's it. Right, in that there is a lass who I used to work with. Her name's Grace, and she has the distinction of being the first real person to be featured in a Wallace and Gromit production, which is awesome. And basically what it is, it's like an augmented reality thing. So it's like an app, and you like basically have to do these things which help tidy a town. It's set in like nowhere, but it's basically set in Bristol. And I thought it was her that had written this message, "I'll bet your mohawk tickles." And it turns out that it was. And Grace and I ended up making out in the stationery cupboard at work. and then not too much long after that, ending up back at hers. And so that will be my story. A Cold getting his sub in 10 months. Absolute superstar. That will be my story for something that happened solely because of my mohawk. And it's very apt. We have 69 viewers at the moment. But there you go. There was a story. Does it tickle? She enjoyed it. It might have tickled, but she definitely enjoyed it. But there you go. We've managed to get another Valentine's story. That's shockingly apt and appropriate. Is the mohawk actually ticklish though? Not does it tickle people? Victim, I'm not going into that. Like, this isn't ticklish. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. There's a story of how something really good happened just because of the mohawk. It was really good. Task complete. Task complete indeed, bro. Alright, so still working on the almost brightest green now. And I think that's that part done. I'm going to put a little bit more on that chain. Just a touch. Yeah, I think that's better. It doesn't really show much, but I think that's worked a little bit better. Dave, no. Right, so now we're mixing in some Flash Kits Yellow with this. We'll probably do one more highlight with Flash Kits after this as well. Then your fluffy little jungle patrol list for Steam Anniversary. Bit of narrative, bit of variety, and funky stuff to paint. Oh, let's have a look. In fact, it's nearly 10 o'clock. And so I have to refresh this. Okay, that's that. Ooh, that is a funky little list. This is James's list for Stream Anniversary. For those that don't know what's going on with this. In April, I know it's a long way off. I mean, it's not really a long way off, but in April. There's someone in stationery cupboard. Yeah, exactly. In April, it is the stream's birthday. And as a giveaway, I thought it would be great for me to paint an army. A small army, but paint an army that we give away. We raffle off. Same as we did last year with the Renegade Knight that we did. The big Chaos Corn, old school Corn, World Eaters Colour Scheme Knight. But that knight has sat in somebody's glass cabinet, one that looks exactly like this, since then. So nearly a year now, doing absolutely nothing. So I want an army that you guys can play. So, exclamation point list. Go and read the pinned Discord post that you'll find in that link. It'll tell you what to do, and how to do it, and how to vote. James, don't forget to vote for your own list. And basically, to vote on a list, you go to Add Reaction, and you click the meat face. Bam. That's it. And we'll get the top, say, 5 that have got votes for it. And over, not the weekend coming, but the one after that, we'll do a full vote on which one of these lists is going to be chosen. So out of, there's probably, guys, got to be more than 30 or so in here. Some of them have done really, really well. This one's got 4 votes. This one has, unfortunately, none. None. There's one that I did that's doing quite well. It's full of Space Wolf Dreadnoughts. Here's a Sisters one with 10. That's pretty good. Where's the Dreadnought one I did? Space Wolves here with 15. Yeah, 16. Damn, that's doing well. There's a Tyrannid one that's somewhere up here that E2 put in. That's one of the earliest ones, and that's doing real well. There's his Salamanders with 12. Okay, where's E2's NID list? That's on 50. Space Wolf Dreads have just taken the lead. So there you go. Go and vote for your list. Basically what will happen, like I said, we'll find the most popular 5 lists, and we'll do a full vote for those on the Necronathon, which takes place not next weekend, but the weekend after. But I may do a Custodes Dreadnought one, but you don't expect for, yeah, exactly. Like there's obvious limits. Space Wolf list with all the dreads is awesome too. It is, yeah. I really like the idea of it. Bjorn and his backing dancers is what we're going to call that. Now, at the end of this month, which is in the Necronathon stream, we've got loads of prizes to give away. We're going to have some tokens from Strata Minis, exclamation point Strata, to give away during that. We've got a little Rival Crafts stuff, probably some gift vouchers, and some of their basing bundle kits to give away as well. And then on top of that, we've got our normal stream giveaways for the last stream of the month. We've got the chance to win a £50 gift voucher to the hobby stockist of your choice, and 2 opportunities to win a mini painted by me in a colour scheme of your choice. Now, this is one of them. He's being entered into a painting contest, so we are going ham on this guy from last month. The other guy we've assembled, it is an orc. It is 2 orcs, an orc and a grot. We've got these 2 little dudes here. Then next up on the painting block for the stream, that was last month's giveaway minis. This month, because it's just brand new and released, and I really wanted to paint it, also mishap damage, hello, how are you? This guy is in the giveaway. The Lord of Virulence. What a fucking sick mini this is. I love Death Guard Terminators. I think they look really, really characterful. I'm not entirely certain about the gigantic ball sack he's got. Like that. Meh. Not loving that. But every other part of this mini is the shit. Although I see even GW couldn't get rid of the mold lines on this guy. The other mini we have going in, as voted by the Patreon community, is the car, the race car. Fuck yeah! So you've got orcs next month as well. I can't wait to paint this. I really, really can't wait to paint this. This looks sick. It's going to be so much fun. Why not, right? Just why not? So really, really looking forward to this. We've got loads of different elements to it. We've got this fucking shock jump generator on the back. Definitely a flux capacitor. So that is one of the 2 minis that you could win this month in the mystery giveaway. Remember, if you're a Patreon video viewer or higher tier, you'll get 1 extra chance at one of those 2. But if neither of those 2 floats your boat, and you're the lucky subscriber that wins it, you can trade it in for the contents of the mystery box. Now, it could be anything in there. It sounds like a mini. Or some dice. Who knows? But those are the giveaway minis. A Shock Jump Dragster, a Lord of Virulence, or the contents of the mystery box. Yeah, if you paint it red, it will actually do 89. So those are the cool giveaways. There's loads going on this month. With the Necronathon, I will find one of the characters that I have a spare of. We'll paint that up during the Necronathon stream, and we'll give that away as well. So loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of giveaways happening towards the end of the stream. End of the month. Red Orcs in a DeLorean. Oh yeah. Alright, so here's that highlight. This is the Necrotide green and the Flash Gitch yellow. And this is just proven to be a complete fucker, and it's dried on my palette already. It's annoying. So yeah, hope you guys, small box gang, brilliant. Brilliant. As he chose us by someone nice, it was to be painted as Doc and Marty. I mean, it kind of has to be, right? I'm not going to do any conversion work on them, but we'll certainly try with like how we paint their coats and stuff. So, this is going to go on the brightest elements. That's right down here, obviously. We're also going to start having to do some work on this. We haven't done anything down here just yet, so we've got those to go back in and pick up a little bit of detail on in a touch. For now, let's just keep working on this section. There you go. That's the giveaway prizes. That one was voted by the Patreon community. Anyone that's video viewer or higher gets to vote. A vote takes place in Discord, in one of the secret Patreon channels. Let's get some of these popped up a little bit more than they are. Someone needs to donate a Formula War Orc if the Dragster wins. There's a Formula War Orc? Yeah, just the bottom half of those closest into there. And they just pick up a little bit of this here. Down just a touch more. Old limited edition model, Orc in a full F1 suit. Oh, sweet! That must have come out while I was out of the hobby. That sounds fun. Cool beans. Right. We'll do a very small highlight on the back of Carl's robes. Because they're quite close. Okie doke. And I want to do a little more on his knuckles as well. Looking good. Right, now we've got this bit to do. This bit's super simple. He says, I'm now going to completely fuck it up. No helmet, Mr. Okay, okay. Just getting in underneath this. I'll give that little extra bit of definition to this. We'll get the tops of these. There we go. Liking that. And then we need to go a little brighter with this as well for some final highlights on our green. This is pretty much just yellow, but yellow with a little green mixed into it just to rob it of some of that full power. Oh god, Hephaestus Den. Hephaestus Den. Hopefully one of those was close. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Really appreciate that. He's got a helmet that's too small for his head. Brilliant. Brilliant. It was close. Awesome. How you doing, bro? Alright. Going to restrain ourselves from using these highlights on much more than the metal work. So it goes in just there. Corner of that hammer. And that's kind of it, really. Just get some of this little bit of bow damage. Just a touch past that. AJ, hope you're happy with this guy. This is definitely some pretty precise highlighting. It's not going to be bad for second place, eh? Not going to be bad for second place. Okay, I think that. Now we need one more. One more. The only reason I know we need this one is I'm looking at it on the camera and thinking, now it's blown up, it's not quite what we needed. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Wouldn't the shackles on the hammer arm have a lighter tone, more reflective than his skin, so it would pick up a bit more light? I have done it, but you can just see it from that angle, which is the closest thing to the light. The other thing we could do, which I haven't, is we could put like a more vertical reflection in it. That might be an option. But those highlights have had... Sorry, this area has had more highlight than his hand has. The issue you're having is that the hand has more surface area. And it's not... Like the shackle, whilst it is more reflective and would have more of a highlight, there's less area there for it to have the highlight. Though I think you're right. I think it does need a little more. So what we're going to do is we'll put in a little... one of those. Okay. Now you've got a little bit more going on to it. I think that's alright. Right, we've got these little 2 green LEDs over there. Let's start off with some necrotai on those. It's looking fine. Steiner, how you doing, bro? All you've got here is the butt side. We've still got all of this to do highlights on, and then of course all of this and fucking everything else. But they're a lot less involved than the crazy bullshit that's happening here. Right, so here we need to start doing blends on the actual lights themselves. So let's start here. Hopefully, you guys can't quite see that. Let's try and find an angle that I can paint this at that you can also see. I might end up with a mohawk in frame a few times here, but at least you've got a view of this area, right? Not the easiest thing to paint because of the distance away from where my hand is, so we're having a few minor control issues, but nothing crazy. Didn't get a chance to say thank you, by the way. For what, dude? Beat your PC yesterday. Oh, sweet. Get an upgrade? What did you say thank you for? It's horrible suspicion now that you've either confused me with somebody else or I've done something. Now I'm nervous. What the fuck have I done? Right. We need to do some highlights on these areas, but only the bits that are close to the buttons. So just put a little highlight in on the side there. Now if we go round this way, can you see? God, there's no light on that for you guys. God, there's very little for me as well. So apologies for the shitty camera view here. We've done two little lines on the top there, which you actually can't see. Okay. You should be able to. Just. Literally just. Ryzen 7 3700. Nice. Very nice. Sounds like a beast. Mine's a couple of years old now. God, it's already nearly 2 years old. That's mad. But it's still absolute fucking champ. And I picked all the parts. It was something I'd go through with my mates to like just ensure that everything was fully optimized for streaming. Anything that isn't optimized for streaming is my fucking monitors are about 10 years old. So what I'm looking at might not be as good as what you're looking at. BCPC, I can't think of the build. They also got 3D RS, bought me my dream streaming race part of my new contract. Fuck, dude! Shit, son. Not bad. I'm assuming you're like a partner, an affiliate. Oh, it got me more than an affiliate for that, right? Here's $2,000 worth of PC plus some 3D printers to give away. Nice. Oh shit! Also, Des, how much was the shipping on that 3D printer? I want to know. I want to know how gutted I need to be because I didn't win it. Like, Steiner, that's awesome, dude. Really, really awesome. I'm super happy for you. Speaking of partnership, we are, of course, working our way towards Twitch partner this month if we can make it. Solely because, and I fucking mean this, solely because there are a few people that have been subbed here now for nearly 2 years, and I want them to have a 2-year badge. You can only get access to that. You can only get access to that if you're a partner, and so we have to hit partner just so that people like Rocky and Janelle Sen can have their 2-year badge. So this month, having a push for it. You guys can help me out by hosting, which would be nice. Jay, there's a little gem in whip. Okay. You can help me out by just chatting. One of the things that Twitch looks at is assessing the chat. Are you engaging fully with your community? And I think we do a good job here. But by all means, guys, you know, chat as much as you want. You know, in a sort of occasionally more and less lurking direction. But that'll be good. You're good at chatting, Aaron. You absolutely are. How's your? I saw your speed paint. I don't know what it was. I thought that was really good. But how's your demon coming along? Is she finished now? The half and half one? Alright. Grab some more of that yellow. that in. You'll push your partner too? You should do, right? You should do. Good streamer. You've got a good community going on over there. And I wish you all the best luck in the world, man. I really, really do. Right. Like I said, the literal only reason we're pushing for it is so we can give people their 2-year badges. That's honest to God it. When and if it happens, it was always going to be something that just happens, you know. But we'll see. Haven't worked around a week. I have to do wings next. Oh shit, it's wings as well, isn't there? Yeah. Yeah, it's average because I'm in the living room for the build up and 10 and okay. No, speed paint was good. Like, I get your comment, which is that it took longer than I wanted for me to be happy with it. But when you are painting something with the sole intention of do this quick, something's got to go, right? You've got to choose one aspect of it to take away. And you did non-metallic metal on that as well, you know. So you should be proud of it. You definitely should. Right, that is all of our green glow, and that I think just looks like it's illuminated enough. I'm going to just take some yellow though, and we're going to really thin that. You see what's going on? Yeah. Normally I do a little white dot up here, but I don't want anything to not look like green. Just do a little yellow dot. I think that's okay. Balchode! How you doing? Hokely dokely do. Right, now it's this time. And this is much more complicated than what we've just done. Much more complicated than what we've just done. What we've just done took an hour and a half to do that tiny area. I mean, to be fair, if we cut off a lot of the light, I think that does look like it's got a glow to it. Mm-hmm. I think that looks alright. This bit, currently, doesn't. It looks like it's kind of warm in places, but that's the size of it. Here's what we're going to do. Rather than swear a lot at our choices of how we've painted this mini. These are all the colours that we used to paint Lenny. We've got some emerald that's used in certain areas of his skin. We've got Cadian flesh tone. We've got some Gravedigger denim, which we used for his like dungarees. And that's it, actually. We did some metal, which is grey, but we want the metals to take on the full colour of the lights. There's no metal colours coming through. We then used literally those two Menoth white for all of the light. So we got Kato red base, Flash Kits yellow, and Menoth white highlight. That reminds me, I need to buy a label maker. So what we're going to do is we're going to populate our palette with a bit of a matrix of all of these paints. So there's some Kato red going down. Here's some Flash Kits yellow going down. And then some Menoth white highlight. You love your label maker. It's just this is so ghetto. Let's see if I can find one on Amazon that's not crazy funny. And then we use these. And what we'll do is we will pick whatever it is that we're trying to highlight. So whatever part of the meat, the dungarees, the skin, the more sort of reptilian aspects to his colouring. That will then be mixed in with some of the colour that we've used to create the light effect. No one then! And then... Dude! Sweet! What does mine say? Dude? Sweet! Dude! What does mine say? Okay, so we've got this going on. And now we need to start somewhere. Right. And that brings us to the end of the stream today. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's see if we can find somebody to rake. Fuck. Right. We did his tabard, robe, loincloth, dick covering, whatever you want to call it, red. And so that would start with a base of red and then work up. Let's get that part done. We at least got a start to it then, and there's paint on this side of the mini. So we're going to take some red. We will thin that, and then we're looking at a slightly desaturated bright orange. We need to add in yellow to that. And we need to add in some Meneth White highlight to that to pull out some of that color vibrancy. And then we can go from there. Grape strapes, brilliant. Brilliant, I like that. That's a good one. Okay. Ends up like a bit of a salmon pink, salmon flesh kind of colour. Let's start pulling out some of the details on this. We're using this as a highlight to enhance the detail that we have on the miniature. We're not looking to really change the values at all. What we're looking to do is replicate the effect that our airbrush glazes have had on the cloth. So retaining some of the colour that was on there already, then adding the highlight to it to allow it to jump out a little bit more. You should put an Amazon wish list below. I appreciate you saying that, but I can't do that. I'm really uncomfortable with generosity. I'm getting better, but if somebody buys me like a birthday gift or whatever, I'm thankful and it's lovely. Thank you very much. No issues. If somebody just randomly says, "Oh, by the way, here's this thing I got you," I don't know how to say thank you enough, or it doesn't feel like I've ever said thank you enough. Like, I've said thank you, I've been courteous, I've been polite, but I just never feel like I've adequately thanked somebody. Gillian Stark, or Jillian Stark. Jillian Stark, thank you for the follow. One thank you, just one. So yeah, even with the whole donations thing, the donations button is hidden at the bottom of the list for a start. People have got far better things to be spending money on right now. And on the panel, it says, look, if you want to donate, please go and buy yourself a toy soldier using the Element Games link. And then donate me a picture of that in the whip. Paint it and give me some content. So, I think it was OnlyFans. Fucking look, Viking, you want me to have an OnlyFans, and fuck knows why. Actually, I know why. No. Odds and Ends supplies sundries that you go quickly through during the stream, like Flow Improver, Black Primer, Black paint. I need some more warpstone glow. I can hit me up with that. So, like, why? It's a good way of supporting content creators that you know and love, and occasionally, I imagine, self-love. All right, we've got the same color was used on Carl's robe, so I can't even see where to put these highlights. Okay, right, now we need to brighten this up a little bit more. This isn't quite bright enough. So, more Menoth white into this. And then some water. Patreon has an yeah, that's right, you can't put like lewd images on there. Aren't you curious if Jay's Mohawk tickles? Brilliant. I said she enjoyed it. That's as far as we went. She laughed. It might have tickled. Alright. That's Carl sorted. Now let's do Lenny's skirt tails. I really wish I'd pinned this guy in there, but only because this part is a pain in the ass. Everything else has been made so much easier by the fact you can't fucking move. Getting all our light values down and everything else absolutely sorted has been really good. Shot glasses and blue tack, yes. Absolutely, this is the way. This is the way. Right. So, God, let's do the dungarees. Let's not do the skin just yet. I can't face that right now. So, dungarees. Let's take some of that Gravedigger denim. And then we need to take a touch of red and mix that in. That'll give us probably like a weird purple. It does kind of like a really dark Bugman's glow. Then add in a load of yellow. And that gives us a really fucking weird, like, ochre, dark mustard, I guess you could call that. And then a shit ton of that Menoth white. And low, we have a weird olive flesh tone kind of complexion. It is strange. It is strange. Let's try that. Remember, all of this is an experiment. I have no idea if this is the way you're meant to do stuff like this. Well, there's ever really a way you're meant to, but we're kind of making all this up as we go along. I mean, there's no kind of. I am, in fact, just making this up as we go along. So when it goes horribly, catastrophically wrong, I told you it probably would. A couple of weeks ago. Right, this is difficult to see these highlights. They're not really jumping out on camera. Oh no. No. No paint on the back of the head where the shadow area is. How's that looking? That is standing out from the rest of it, so that's a good start, I guess. Pretty much finished my first Drukhari model, even a transfer the first time for everybody. Nice! Get that micro sol and micro set out. Okay, then. Again, remember we're doing this to provide definition, so you can see the elements of the mini and it doesn't all blend into one misshapen lump, much like Lenny is just a misshapen lump. That's a bad place to put a highlight because that's mostly hidden. Don't you lump Lenny into... Oh, no. Oh, I didn't tell you guys where the half got me for Valentine's. So I love maths. I love numbers. When I was at school, I was never diagnosed formally with dyslexia, and until after I'd left university, actually. So my teachers just told me I was slow at things. 1 + 1 is 11. Yeah, totally. And I've tried to pull that one on 11-inch charge before now, and rolled a snake eyes, and it didn't fly, which is surprising, I guess, you know. Yeah, I was never diagnosed with dyslexia. People, especially teachers, just thought I was dim or slow. Apart from maths, my maths teachers thought I was one of the fucking best things ever, because I used to be able to do mechanical maths in my head. So Timmy throws a ball at this angle, at this force. Where does it land? Right? I could just do that and give them the answer. I did my A-level mechanics maths exam in 45 minutes. And that included time spent going back and writing in the workings out, knowing they'd need to see them. And I wasn't allowed to leave, so I ended up falling asleep in my A-level maths exam, and I got 100% on that. I was really good at that kind of thing. If I could redo my life, I'd like to think that instead of going off to be a wrestler and suffering all the concussions and the brain damage, I'd like to think I'd just been an engineer instead. But I'm kind of happy with how everything's turned out. So, the bat and the ball cost 110. The bat is 100 more than the ball. How much is the ball? Yeah, $5. But yeah, I love that sort of thing. Anyway, what Jackie got me, I thought this was fucking genius. I'll actually have to show it you, I think. She bought me this like puzzle box. Let me show you. So I don't want to dox her, but I got an envelope, right? And in the envelope was drop the seal. it was sealed with this little like faux wax seal, and it's from a company called Enigmagram. And what you get is a little message saying that someone's put a secret message for you, and you've got to come up with this 11-digit code, right? Meat pair everywhere. To be fair, I did fall on the floor, so you know that's where it's meant to be. And you get this little envelope inside there with some puzzles in it. And this was fucking awesome. I loved this. Once for a book of synonyms, it gave me the sorest throat I've ever had. That was terrible. Right. So, some of these I've solved, and I bet you can't do a magic eye on stream. I used to be so fucking good at these. Like, really, it took me 5 minutes to get my eyes to focus right to get this. Turns out it's a number 8, but there you go. Which are some that aren't solved by me writing on them. Here's one. Here's a puzzle. This is puzzle number 3. So you've got to work out the answer to that. And the first person that can put the answer in chat, I will give that many 1,000 meeps to. Come on, there's some clever people here. So whatever the answer is, if you get it right, and can tell me why that's the answer. First person, you get that many 1,000 meeps. Gumblina, that's terrible. Absolutely terrible. Mada says dolphin. It is not dolphin. Fucking you, dolphin! Put that there. I'm going to carry on working. It took me a minute to get this one. In fact, that's a lie. It took me about 15 minutes to get this one. I had to go and work on another puzzle. But I love stuff like this. So that has nothing to do with the bike. I'm out. Too many sprues. Come on, you can't get typecast into just bike mechanic, bro. Come on, there's some clever people here. Now it's time to prove it. Let's see if you're more than just a pun machine, Gumbalina. Polly says 4. Viking says 4. So come on. Give me the reasons behind it. Mada says 9. Mada, give me the reasoning behind why it's 9. Come on. Can't just have you guess at a number. I need to know why that's the answer. 12 times 3. 12 times 3 would be 36. 12 minus 3. Yes, there you go. There you go. It's 12 minus 3. Well done, Mada. I'm going to give you 9,000 meeps, bro. Can anyone work out why that's 12 minus 3? Tree is 3, yeah. Because it's 3 tree plus H, so it's T-H-R-E-E. Dozen. There you go. Do, a deer, zen. I was sat there like, why is it meditation? Why is there meditation? Ex-adventurer, how you doing? Here's another great one. This one was fun. This is a quick one. This is an easy one. See if you can get that one though. So it's like a little scratch off thing. And there were little, like, proper, those little silver squares and stuff to scratch off. This was fucking hilarious. Deer Zen should be dozen. That's right. That's right. Do Zen. Because do a deer, a female deer. Yeah? Brett! How you doing, bro? How's it going? Very orange boy. He's a very orange boy from this side. And then he's not from this side. He's very dark, some would say. And then very green from this side. There says 8. There says 8. So let's see. Why do you think it's 8, Des? And Scrublord and Viking, why do you think it's 7? Let's get some answers. You're going to give you all meeps for this. Go on, give us some justification for your answer. Whoever got the answer in there first, if it's the right one, then you'll get the meeps, but... Lemon is 1.5, bar is 5, berry is 2. Absolutely. Oh, excuse me. Clover is 5, so cherries must be 2. I mean, clover was 5, cherries were 2. You're right. Bar, you have to do the multiplication before you do the addition, so bar must be 3, so 3 times 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12. If lemon, so if that is 3, 2 of those is 6, which means each of those must be 1.5. So that's 3 plus 2 plus 3. Should 8, never recorded. Only explanation. Brilliant. But this is the kind of thing that was in this envelope, right? There was this really weird puzzle to solve, and then some of them were fiendish. So there was a picture of a hippo, and the clue said, "Look under this." And so we were doing like looking at it from this angle, where you could see like almost the outline of a number 5. So we thought maybe it's number 5. We tried peeling it open. In the end, it turns out that it's another scratch-off thing, and underneath the picture, there's literally the number 2. There's this sort of thing in there. There was one that's a little envelope. It was number 9, clue 9. Puzzle number 9, right? In this, you open it. It says, before eating a banana, what must an ape do? To get the answer, you must do it too. I'm like, well, you peel it. How is peel a number? Because most people we've worked out, everything is a number. How the fuck do you make a number out of peel? Letters of the alphabet turn into numbers. No, not that. Peel, does it sound like a number? Does it sound like a number in a foreign language? No. Peel the paper? We did everything. We fucking held this up to a light, and there's nothing to see through it. Here's why. On this envelope that you get all the puzzles in, there's the number. That took like I don't even know how long, like 20 minutes. And the only reason we figured that out was because I picked up the main envelope that everything was in and sort of looked inside it, and there was a number on there. I'm like, hang on. So we started going through all the other shit. It was fucking awesome. So there was 10 puzzles, but the letter says there are 11. You're like, where's number 11? Number 11 was in a little box of whiskey. 3 little small samples of some really good whiskey. I like Compass Box. And it was a little piece of paper to fold up to make a number. It was brilliant. What a great gift. Loved that so much. Loads of fun. Got my brain going. And then the message that was like hidden was just a little sort of happy, sappy message. It was very cute, very adorable. Keeper, definitely, mate. Definitely. She's one of the few people that actually understand not just the hobby side of what I do, but she understands the issues that I have based on like my headaches and stuff, because she suffers from a similar thing. but she just powers the fuck on through it like a absolute legend. So yeah, she's great. Okay, so that's all of the tunic first highlight. Now let's do a second one. Just don't put the ring in a tequila shot, mate. She's pagan. She doesn't believe in marriage. Neither of us want kids. Just basically like an MI5 recruitment ploy. There was one that was exactly like that. It was this. Calling all puzzle enthusiasts, your country needs you. Knowledge is power. If ever what it takes to decode enemy communication with for British intelligence, send your details to the PO box below. And you had to do this. And it took me a while to work it out that each one of these was a word, apart from these, which weren't. And I think it's meant to be song lyrics. And I managed to work out that based on where the numbers were, this one had to be a T, which meant that we then had these three letters, and if the start of that is a T, the start of that word is a T, because of Y is the same. It took a while. But, Brett, I do. Like, it's always there. It's normally sort of first things in the mornings, quiet points in the day. Anytime I'm not doing anything, it's just there. I need to get back to doing something for it to, like, fade out a bit more. Is what it is. Yeah, but until we... Like, I bring it up in conversation every now and again myself. And if I don't, at a time like this, I don't really notice it. This just popped in and I said he has obnoxiously nice nails for a man. Nice. I mean, I needed to trim them yesterday and I didn't. So they're way too long right now. Right, second highlight we're trying to do on this. Also, hi, by the way. So we've now got, again, it's all super desaturated at this point. Yeah, we got hit. It's the legal way. It doesn't change anything in case something bad happens. Both more rights to spectate. Yeah, I guess it's true. For me, I've been married. If I'm honest, I don't want to get married again. You know. Today I learned I got pseudo-tumor cerebri. Basically, too much pressure inside my cranium gives me permanent headache and slowly making me lose my sight. So he got a condition also. Shit, dude. Well, mine is from a 15-foot high fall onto my head from a ladder that was set up inside a wrestling ring. There you go. Like, mine is actually not my head, it's my neck. The muscles in my neck are in a constant state of tension. And so, you know those headaches you get where it feels like it's all sort of being pulled in like this? That's what I have. All the time. Now, I cannot complain about this for shit. Alright? Not long ago, we talked about how my grandfather was a bit of a different kind of guy from today's people. For instance, when my family moved, when my old man was a child, my granddad pushed a handcart, or pulled a handcart, I don't know exactly which way, from Bishop's Cleeve to Long Levens, which is a journey of about 10-12 miles. He put all their belongings in this car and he pushed it all the way. Whereas these days we rent a van or hire some movers. He did that while my grandmother put what she could push in the pram and my dad walked alongside them at the age of very small. But my granddad, bear in mind, I knew him for a good 30 years of my life, like where I was old enough to remember have conversations with him, and then up to where he died a few years back. In all of that time, he never once complained about this. Never once. So, during the Second World War, towards the end of it, he basically got something blow up next to him and has had shrapnel, or did have shrapnel, in his head for his entire adult life. So between the ages of, say, at the latest 25 to just over 90, so nearly 70 years, he never once complained about it to anyone I know. In a permanent headache because he had shrapnel in his head. I've had a dumb accident doing something really stupid for money. What right have I got to fucking whinge and bitch and moan when he had that and just got on with things? So I can't possibly whine about my issue. Not in the face of that at all. I'm rare. It's like 1 in 100 are men. I think this is like 1 in 10,000. So I'm literally 1 in a... That? You are 1 in a million. Holy shit, dude. Einstein was a real scientist. I always thought it was a theory. Get out. Get out. There's, you can ban him. Just found I've been robbed. They took my limbo sticks. It's like, look. Oh my god. Oh man, that's that was low. It was low, yeah. Oh, that was class. That was class. Reveal, how you doing? Oh, Mikey and the serial incident. Fucking hell, that was tragic. That was so tragic. Speaking of tragic and Mikey, has anyone watched this latest video? Because oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, God. Des, congrats, bro. Well done. That was the best shit joke we've had in a long time. Oh man. Is that freehand? Abort. Oh, it's some really good freehand. Oh no, he's committed. Good old Mikey. Oh god, the best thing about that joke is actually what happened in my head immediately after I started reading it. It said limbo, and in my head, I immediately went to Hermes Conrad from Futurama, and I heard in his voice, "How low can you go?" That was not his voice. AJS Wargaming, how you doing, bro? Gonna follow along while I clean up some goals to paint. You've got the gall to come here, sub, paint on. Oh yeah. How you doing, bro? Good to see you as always. Give this man a follow. Give me a shout out, please, mods. If you can stop banning Danny just for long enough to do that, at least that'll be fine. They stole my limbo stick. Something like gold member to her. Yes, yes. Bong on a bitch. Schmuck on a pancake. There's only two things I hate. People that are intolerant of other people's cultures. And the Dutch. Okay. I think I complimented you, then got banned. Look. That shit joke. You were out. You were out. JK, watch the video I posted in the links, please. No. No. Isn't the Abominant at least okay right now? I know he's not top tier, but then again, neither is anything else in the codex at the moment. But isn't he at least good? Right, we're going to try working on the flesh tones now. And we're probably going to get all of this done before the end of the stream. Because we've got about 12-ish minutes before we do the whip. So, got not too long to get this done in. I don't want to rush it because we've put a lot of work into this guy so far, and that would just ruin everything. So I've taken a mix of Cadian flesh tone and add a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, and now we're adding some Menoth white to it. We're adding quite a lot of Menoth white to it to get our flesh highlights sorted out, and we need to go even brighter than that for a section as well. So there we go. I feel I'd watch you while I clean my workstation and enjoy just your breaking down. Sorry, bro. Finally got a a good pun out of somebody. I had a t-shirt for Mikey and put it in memes. Oh dear. That is a great shirt. That is a really, really good shirt. I actually want that. Listen, Danny, if you are going to have an emotional breakdown about the fact you're just not on Dez's level, then you need to go and have a quiet word with yourself, pal. Go and take a time out. We can have Jaeger put you back on a naughty step if you like. Finally a good pun. Gumbolino, I'm disappointed in the standard of puns that come out of you. They used to be really good, and recently they've just become stale. Des is the new pun master. If you don't like it, just prove me wrong, won't you? Just prove me wrong. Turkey one was where you peaked. It's been downhill ever since by then. He's Jaeger a short ass. Oh no. Is this why his username is like a bot the size of a skyscraper? Is he making up for something? So small. Brilliant. Got an alt kill team laying there I should put together, but the chaos zone needs to be cleansed first. Nice. Nice, mate. Get on it. Every Monday morning, that's the first thing we do. Monday's my admin morning. and that it's not just like stream admin, as in like doing the commands and changing whatever we need to do, that sort of thing. But it's also the day where we do all of the things like refill water bottles, clean everything, scrub the desk, all that sort of stuff, ready for a new week. Hate working in mess, but I also know that if I clean it every day, then that cuts into the amount of work I can do. So gotta love a good tidy workstation. Right. That's the hand. There's more heights to do on that. Let's tackle the face. It's hard enough to even fucking see in the detail in this face, let alone the highlights. I mean, they've done a great job of the sculpt looking like the Elephant Man. But it means that none of the features are in the places that I'd necessarily looked for them. Like, eyes are still above the cheeks, at least. That's a plus. If you got Jaeger and Knight, he'd try and ride it. Brilliant. Well, now, ladies. There's going to be handbags at dawn, then Jaeger or Winks, you just ban the shit out of Danny. So. Christ, here we go. So, welcome to Tiny Highlightsville. Population, this motherfucker. I'm not sure what that's meant to be. It looks like a nose without much in the way of skin over it. Alright, now we need to keep some of this part of his face in shadow. So there would be a highlight here. There would be a highlight here. Chin for definite. Got you ruined at your Burko's like 3 pints and a couple of shots. Is that all? Christ. When I was your age, mate, is unfortunately some time ago. 3 pints and a couple of shots was breakfast. You know, that was nothing. That wasn't even pre-drinks. Of course, now if I drink 3 pints, I'm a fucking mess the following day. I'm not necessarily drunk at the time, but the following day it feels like something has died in my mouth. One sec. Yoga Homer, cheers for the follow. Welcome. Just about your real drinks, Grandad. So he used to. I think I've told you this story before. Hey, give me 50,000 channel points and we'll redeem the fucking story. Come on. Come on. Me and my buddy Tim used to go drinking when I was 17. And because I worked in a nightclub in town, then everyone just assumed I was old enough. And I knew some of the doormen from another incident, essentially, like another event that had happened. And so they'd always let me in straight away. I mean, in fact, I frequently didn't even have to wait. Straight to the front of the line. It's quite nice. Right, needs more hats on the nose. This guy, for some reason, reminds me of Michael Jackson from that South Park episode. Don't know why. Anyway, so we'd go out and we'd go to a bar, and we got known enough that this was totally fine to do. We'd get to the bar, we'd put our wallets on the bar. What's the orange light coming from? An explosion? No, it's coming from... But I'm glad that you've identified it as orange light. It's coming from this furnace. So it's a diorama piece. So this is set up directly in front of Lenny and Carl, our villains of the piece, as it were. And that light, you can see, will come through there, illuminating our boys. So, Fesca melted welly. Brilliant. Also, welcome to String Theory. I don't recognise your name, so hi, how you doing? But yeah, we used to go to a bar, we'd put our wallets on the bar, be cash in the wallets. We'd order 10 shots of something. And then when they get here, us 5 each, we tell the barman or barmaid, whoever finishes last is paying to take their wallet, and off you go. We'd race through the shots, and if it was anything that was rum, some sort of whiskey, bourbon, I'd win. If it was anything that was clear spirit, if it was vodka, it was kind of 50-50. If it was anything else, Tim would win. And if it was any, like, cinnamon, aniseed, anything like that drink, he'd win. So we'd always, like, rotate between the two of us who got to choose what we were drinking when we got to the bar. And that way you wouldn't end up paying for literally 40 shots in a night by yourself or something. But we'd probably go through a bottle of whatever we'd been drinking throughout the course of the night. And that was our average night out. But the thing is, you'd get completely blottoed. But never to the point where you couldn't act. Because you do that when you get to a bar. So you get to a bar the first time, 5 shots deep, very quick. Half an hour later, like, way! And then that sort of starts to taper off. And that's when you go to the next bar and you go back up to being not shit-faced, but, you know, a bit tipsy. And that was what we used to do. That was our thing. Right, this part of his face needs something else. It's very flat and featureless right now. Which on this face is fucking saying something. I'm going to put some shadow in there. Was that blotted? Is that blottoed? It's another word for drunk. So take some chatty and flesh tone. Let's try it with a touch of that Gravedigger denim in. Might be okay. And we've got a little cheekbone there. It's just... No, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. Let's get some green. That's really not going to work. Well, just to do that with a wash again later on. Right, actually, that's a good place to stop. We've done the face, we've done the hand. So we've got more of that to do next time, but it's time to go into the whip now. So exclamation point whip, or exclamation point Discord, while you guys are uploading some pics. A quick talk about this month's giveaways, of which there are many. Many. So this month, at the end of the month, the last weekend of this month, which is the 27th and 28th of February, is a Necronathon 2. So the last Necronathon, we painted 110 Necron miniatures in the space of 48 hours. We streamed for a total of 40 and a half hours over that weekend. It was so much fun. I was fucked by the end of it, but we did a lot of Necrons. This time round, though, we're not doing as many miniatures, but we're doing some slightly more involved miniatures. We've got the Silent King to do. We've got some Ophidian Destroyers, Scorpet Destroyers, Locust Heavy Destroyers, Doom Seekers, 20 Warriors, 25 Immortals, 2 Doom Scythes, Psychomancer, 6-Shooter Man, some more characters. We've got loads of stuff to do. So whilst it's less minis, it's some really involved minis. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a long weekend, and that is the last weekend of this month. Now, during that weekend, we're going to be giving away some Rival Crafts vouchers. We're going to be giving away some Rival Crafts basing bundles. We've got some tokens, some Battlefield accessories from Strata Miniatures, especially put Strata for some of their stuff. And we're going to give away one of the Necron minis that we're painting as well. So I'll find a character that I have duplicates of that I don't necessarily need, like 2 Royal Wardens or 2 Overlords. Oh shit, we've got another Overlord in the garage to pick together. I'll add that to the list. We'll find one of those things. Oh, a Catacomb Command Barge as well. We've got that to do too. Fuck. So we'll give away a mini. We're going to give away some basing bundles, some vouchers, some tokens from these guys. It's going to be a great weekend. But during that weekend, it's the last stream in a month. No Ghost Arc. Never a Ghost Arc. Fuck no to the Ghost Arc. It's the last stream of the month. And so during that stream, we've got our normal giveaways to do. The first one is a £50 hobby voucher to a hobby stockist of your choice. That's already a good prize. The second one, we finally had the minis that we're giving away finalized. The first one that went in to the giveaway is this guy, the Lord of Virulence, brand new from the Death Guard. Exclamation point mystery to find out some more information about how to win this guy. Or Shock Jump Dragster is in. This is such a cool little mini. I say little mini. It's not little, but it's such a cool mini. I fucking love it. The race car is awesome. Super awesome. However, if you don't want either of those, you have the choice to gamble on the mystery box. There's usually a mini inside this, although to be fair, that sounds like dice. Could be anything. I have no idea. Small box gang, definitely. So that is the other option. Now, if you are a Patreon member of Video Viewer tier or above, you will have a second chance to win one of these 2 minis, but not the mystery box. It's actually put an agitator in it. There's something in there that's making that noise, you know? Who knows? Who knows? It's whip time. Let's get to it. Exclamation point whip, exclamation point Discord. Come and join in the fun. Show me what you've got. First up, we got Crownblade. Finish this, a converted Cities of Sigmar warband leader for Warcry. Is that head from one of the plastic wizards? Do I want a magnetized Ghost Arc? No. Are you getting rid of yours? After all the work you put into it? Wait, hang on. Is this the magnetized one that's like 42 magnets for guns and all that shit? In fact, you know what, man? No. I don't. Because I really don't want to paint it. I really don't want to paint it. I think I'd rather stab myself in the leg than paint another ghost arc. But anyway, Crown Blade. This is looking great. Really like it. Love the orange hair. Good work. Good work. Chimo. Hang on. Spore Splatter Fanatics. Swinging shrooms filled with cocaine. Brilliant. To give gobos nearby a boost. Holy shit. Are these official models? Because I remember the old school Fanatics that had just the ball and chain. There's Get Out. They are official. Damn, that's awesome. I love the smoke trails on these guys. They look sick. Quality. Yeah, good work, dude. Good work. Great color scheme, as always. The bases could have a little bit more going on. They really could. But hey, keep it up, dude. Looking tight. Asen, they are not glued, so gaps are normal, he says. Alright. Okay. These look really cool. That's a very unusual color scheme. I really like that. How did you come up with it? Base is not done. That's cool, man. The rest of it looks great. Really good. Yeah, these look tight. I really like that green and blue combination. If you take that blue and make it a little darker, that's kind of how I'm hoping to do my Deathwatch. Looking good though, man. Looking good. Get them bases done. Cake Fisk. Getting there. Definitely to rim job. Wait. And the right shoulder keeps turning out weird for some reason. Maybe too much paint. Let's swap colours though. So I'm going to try and strip it down. Also, give up on metal colour on the armour. Even on the box art, I just don't feel it. Also, the face is missing something. I tried using silver height, but it looked even worse. So I don't know. Okay, let's just... So, the right shoulder... I'm assuming you mean the armoured one. Hey, Salcero, how you doing, bro? I think it's okay. But the photo's a little bit blurry there, so maybe that's sort of helping it look okay, if you get what I mean. The face does need something else. I suggest you go back in and redo some of the shadows. But rather than like an all-over wash, just draw in some wash around places. So those really super pronounced cheekbones that it's got, like get into here and glaze from the bottom upwards, so the darkest point is just under the cheekbone. Just try and build in some separation to some of the elements there. On the eyes, you've got the cheekbone, and then you've got that other little lip to it, so get another line just in there to help separate those. That might help you out. Also, it could help change the tone a little bit. Other than that, mate, I don't think there's anything really wrong with it at all. Some of the highlights you've got on the snake are a bit abrupt. But, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. Definitely needs a rim job. But it's good, honestly. Give that a go on the mask. See if that works, dude. Toonie Spruce says, look what I found in my bits box, my new attack bike. Jesus Christ. Mate, I'm telling you now, you should put that on an Outrider. Cyber Snuggle, how you doing? That should definitely go on an Outrider. And what the living fuck did somebody paint that with? Good God alive. It looks like someone's tried to base coat it with chewing gum. Told you I had a little gem. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Fuck it, I'll put it in a sock and beat someone with it, you know. Very old school backpack. Oh, this guy's legs are finally glued. Yes, I saw him earlier on. Yeah, a bit of a rescue job. Well done, dude. Well done. Good man, had a wonderful weekend with my sister's farm and later with friends. How about you? I had a good weekend. Good weekend. It's been Valentine's, so me and the other half hung out for a while. It was good. Wait. Bad trip. After 20 years, I restart painting. Awesome. Nice. It's one of the Blackstone Fortress cultists, right? Or is it? Is it? I don't recognize that helmet. Type of snow got exclamation point whip. Looks cool though, man. First mini back after 20 years. Good work. Good work. The main thing is getting that muscle memory to come back, you know, just working on it to get back to where you were beforehand. So just keep putting those time in. Keep putting that time in. Minis by Mayor. Done, he says. Look at this. You know, Death Watch. Frag Cannon Mini Marine. Frag Cannon does look sick. It's Neil Blackstone Fortress. Okay, cool. I knew they did a second box of them. I couldn't remember if they were the same minis or different though, that's all. Very nice, mate. Love that mace. Oh, it's good. Oh, we have many picks. Try and keep it 3 or less, mate. Because otherwise, I feel bad skipping them, but I want everyone to have their chance. Nice power shield. I think these are meant to be lights on them. Like the 2 circles at the top. And obviously the Skelly's got the old monocle eye going on. Patrick Moore. So I'd have probably done those as well. In fact, there's one at the bottom. I can just see that. I'd have probably done those as well. But love those storm shields. They look brilliant. Looking good. Yeah, there's 3. 2 at the top and 1 at the bottom. I think they're meant to be lights. I think. Nice basing. Got those Necromunda style bases going on. Looking good. Looking good. Nice one. Gumma, I saw this earlier on before I started the stream. First requiring models more or less finished. When things are a bit more dry, I'll do the guns a bit more. Very, very cool color scheme. Super bright yellow. Got a dark grey and a temperate. Backed up by a little bit of red and pink. I'm a big fan. The only thing I think that's kind of off about this is you've got what looks like a very light grey or a very light metallic on the like the back blades, for want of a better phrase. I would go darker with that to give it more separation from the yellow. So that's my only bit of feedback from that. Everything is great, but just increasing the contrast on there, I think you'll really snap that yellow out a little bit more. The other thing as well, You could shade the yellow just a touch more than you have. Something like Troll's Orange mixed in with some of it works really well. Works really well for that. And you can get into some of these little recesses underneath. So you've got that, like, not Spirit Stone, because it's Dark Eldar, and the engine underneath that. If you do a little bit of shading in there, that will help out as well. But I really, really like the colour scheme. It looks great on a tabletop. These things will look banging. So, well done, bro. Is that freehand on the flag? No, it's one of the transfers. But I love it. Really, really like it. It is darker. It's washed out in the picture. Okay, cool. You can go even darker then. Yeah. It's good. Keep it up. Too many screws. Go down to bare metal. That part doesn't matter. But there you go. We looked at it. Tim, right, I saw this before we started the stream as well. I know you're really, really happy with this, but there's quite a lot of texture on there, which is fine considering what you've wanted to achieve. I'd just bear that in mind for next time and try and get ever so slightly less. You've gone for a molten... Oh, sorry, I've got a really lazy right finger. It just... you've got this molten metal look. It definitely looks like it. You've got the right amount of brightness there, I think, as well. I know somebody commented about making it slightly brighter in places. I think you've really got that right. The one thing I think you should probably take into account, though, is next time you do this, either shave off the power cells that are on there, those two little straight lines with the shield generators for what would be a normal power sword. I'd shave those off or find another way of incorporating those into the scheme, because just putting the same paint over them doesn't quite work. I think the rest of the blade looks fine. It looks good. Solid job. But they detract from it just a little bit, which is a shame. Science Pie, how you doing? Tibbles, Evil Cat, and Crazy Ant all joining the stream as we're doing the whip. How you folks doing? I guess somebody else had just finished streaming, right? But yeah, good work, mate. Honestly, solid progress on this. I prefer this version of it to the Librarian one. This side of it's not quite as good. You see the brighter highlight you've got down at the bottom is very much more separate to everything else. Whereas on this side it's much more sort of blended in. So go back over this side, a little bit more red, a little bit more yellow and oranges, and do that little bit of a sort of blend back in for that. I'd also extend it ever so slightly further upwards as well. But I like it. Good work. Some refinement, obviously, but definitely in the right direction. Just some basic Cal Blasters, he says. Not wrong with that. Blue helmet, loving it. Were these the Dark Imperium ones? That's good. Herstocero built the base this weekend for the one with the rockets. Also did some small OSL, as you can see on the right mini in pick 3. Yeah, definitely a snow base. Got some blood on there. Got some skulls. Base room needs a quick clean, but otherwise, this is good. Have we seen this guy before? I'm pretty sure we have. I don't know what else has changed to it, though, I'm afraid, dude. It's kind of difficult to keep up sometimes, so apologies if I've missed some extremely cool details that weren't there before. Jaeger, legend, mate. Looks good, though. Looks good. This is the colour scheme we're painting the Gorzag in. And, yeah, nice. Looking good, dude. Looking very, very good. Keep it up. Get them all finished. Get them on bases. Nivius, working on the rider of the bike. No, hang on. You need to go back and finish that bike. You need to go back and finish that bike. Alright? Can't leave that. Alright? There's no point doing the rest of the mini if that bit's not done. You know that. Go and finish the bike. Nice blue though. The skin is a bit Essex tan. I don't know if you started the rider first. Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, skin's a little orange. Don't know if that's just a picture though. Camera's got bright blue, pink and white all around it. It's going to be a little bit... What do I colour this in with? Typhus Nurgle. There you go. Morty and his pink ribbons. Let's have a closer look at that face. So, I know we've taken a part of the mini that is literally this across and blown it up to something that's this across right now. But some of your highlights there are a bit thick. Brush painter or not, you know, no issues. Thin your paint just a little bit more than you are, and use lighter brush pressure, and sometimes the side of the brush. So imagine that my finger, my entire finger, is the bristle part of the brush. The ferrule comes down here. Use the side of the tip of the brush and just carefully and lightly put that highlight on. Having slightly thinner paint will allow smaller amounts of contact to enable the paint to flow from your brush onto the mini better. And certainly around that cowl he's got, that's been it's a bit thick in a few places there, so something to bear in mind. With the face itself, you need some separation around the eyes, like the eyeballs. So I use a size 1 for everything. Winsor & Newton Series 7 size 1. I don't use a 000 ever. I think I've used it once, twice last year. And the benefit of using a bigger brush is there's more of a belly to the brush that holds more paint. So you're not constantly going back and forth to your palette. It gives you a better rhythm for painting. It's also ever slightly stiffer than a smaller brush, so it gives you something that's just a little easier to get those nice, easy lines on. But it needs to have a good tip. That's the point. The point of the brush must be perfect, and that's why I use these Winsor & Newton Series 7s, because they never let me down. The point gets worn away, it shrinks, because the amount of time I spend using them, but it never starts to like bush out or anything. So the eyeballs that you've got here, you need to get some separation between those and the skin around it. And it's tricky. Eyes are just really fucking hard anyway, right? They are. When it's some alien demon eyes, even harder. You've painted green eyes that are bright green on a very pale blue-grey face. It's a tough thing to pull off. What you need to do is have that little sense of separation around them, and it just snaps them into focus and makes everything out a little easier to see. This is the focal point of Mortarion, his face. It's a big mini, but everyone's going to look at this aspect of it. So, got to get that part done. Good luck with it. Yeah, there you go. If you look at the top of the head there, where that point is, you can see some of those lines are a little bit thick. And it looks like a little texture going on, and that texture, again, can be helped by thinning your paint just a little bit more. Good effort, mate. Good effort. Crazy Ant. Here we go. It's Makai. Makari? Makari, not Makai. Wamposaurus. Take care, bro. And we got our lurker, Plank Walker. How you doing, dude? Love this, mate. Love that skin tone. Solid work. Solid work. Bet it was great alongside Gaz. Oh, look at that. That's super bright green. Very, very cool. Very cool. There's that pin post. And there he is alongside Gaz. Happy days. Very nice, mate. Very, very nice. Yeah, Toony Spruce, lob it in the freezer. Super glue, which is what that's probably. Although, to be fair, if it was super glue, you probably wouldn't have taken it apart with your hands. But lob it in the freezer, freeze it. Super glue will just become extremely brittle in the cold and snap off. If it's like 2-part epoxy, which it might be, I mean it's metal, it will take a little bit of levering and get like a fine screwdriver in there and sort it. Really enjoy painting with Chimera at the moment. It's more like a painting if you use to feel quite at home. A lot of mixing to do with that, but if that's style you like, go for it. For one-off minis like this, I think it's great. That's basically what we're doing now with the colours that we've been using for the OSL on Lenny's face. But for anything involving, I say a unit, nah, I'm not about that life. Master Mouse, first model I've begun painting after 10 years away from the hobby. This looks suspiciously like Death Guard to me. Very cool. When I got back into the hobby this time round, which was a little over 5... we were just approaching 5 years ago. Yeah, probably. I bought some... They were mini Marines at the time. Primus didn't exist. But they were normal Marines painted in this kind of colour scheme. Loyalist Death Guard. Exactly what I did. Because I wanted to paint Death Guard. I was reading the books, the Horus Heresy books. I was on the book with the Death Guard. Early on, the third book, I think. I was like, yes, really, really want to paint Death Guard. And I put them on lava bases. I did weathering on their armor. I did 5 of them and thought, I'm never fucking painting an army like this at all. We painted them black with the green shoulder pads, and it turns out that is basically the Sons of Medusa. And so we ended up with what was a Sons of Medusa army, which was kind of Iron Hand's successor. They were cool. I liked them a lot. Trying to get the bags to look more like leather. I did this today in my painting lesson with Cadian Ranger. We did a lesson on how to paint worn and weathered leather. The trick is Galaxy in Flames. That's the one. That's the one, mate. Great book. The trick is having like some good reference material to start with. Now I've got a suede leather jacket that looks exactly like this. It's in that cupboard, so I know exactly what it's meant to look like. But essentially, get yourself some good reference material and choose the colours based on that. Get some very, very fine scratches coming in there. And on the areas like the corners, that's where you get the most abrasion, the most wear. And that's where you put in these brighter lines so it looks like that. There you go, that's the trick. Super simple. It's not difficult. It's not a particularly complex operation. But do get yourself some reference material. Just Google some pictures of like old leather jacket or whatever, and you'll get something that will come out. Right, that's it. That's the end of the whip. Excuse me. Let's go and find somebody that's still streaming and see what they're up to. Who we got? Who have we got? Ricky. Yeah, he's playing games. J7, he's on. Could do studio. Got it off. So I'm fusing new with old. Awesome. Master Mouse, anytime, bro. Anytime. Yeah, maybe Studio J7. that's where we go. He's making some scenery. It's Scenery Sunday. He will be on for longer today than he normally is. So it's not just a quick 15 minutes before he finishes. And it looks like he's making some sort of factory kind of thing. So that's where we go. AJ, peace out to all of you that have stuck around tonight. Thank you very much for being here. I know it's been Valentine's, so some of you have had the stream on in the background while entertaining your significant other. Thanks to all of you guys doing that. Much appreciated. But we'll see you guys on the next stream, which is tomorrow night's Hellstorm stream with myself and Mikey, the latest addition to the No Retreat Legends Club. And I'll see you from 6 o'clock on his channel. Peace out, guys. Have fun.